Hey, good evening, Soldierz Recovery family. I'm Cj Vasquez. I'm in recovery.
Hi, Cj.
Welcome to the Sober Soldiers Live Recovery Meeting. We are not affiliated with the 12-step program. The difference is we are not a program, we are a recovery family. We believe God and recovery come first, and recovery can be found in many various ways. We have a few announcements to cover before we get this meeting started. So far this echo. But so far, Easter Sunday, so the Saturday, I think that is, April 20th? At Tower Park at 1 o'clock, we will have our Easter egg event. Yep. And so there'll be free food, Easter hunt. I hear there's a game of inflatable soccer, so if you have an inflatable costume, let me know, and we're getting a team together at 2:20. We'll have a soccer game. Yes. And so, yeah, and then look more on the page for that. And then our meeting is shared on Facebook Live for those unable to attend in person. If you do not get the opportunity to share during the meeting, please feel free to jump on the group page and share on the live event or on the page. Everyone's recovery is valuable to this recovery family. Recovery is not a one-size-fits-all. Please feel free to speak into the microphone so the people online can hear. If you choose not to share, please at least share your name and recovery time so we can get to know you. We here in Sober Soldiers community celebrate every day as a victory. Please keep your share to 3 minutes maximum so everyone gets a chance to share. And as you can see, we keep a chair in the center of the room for those out there still sick and suffering, and the family members suffering along with them, praying one day they find their chair. And if we can please have a moment of silence followed by the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. All right, well, welcome everybody. As I said, I'm Cj Vasquez. I'm in recovery. I have 27 years in recovery this year. Tonight's question is, so someone posted on the page what's a relapse prevention plan, and so for me that was what kickstarted my recovery. Ultimately it was God, but I had to find out why I did what I didn't want to do. And so it took me 2 years. And the best thing that I got out of House of Mercy was that relapse prevention plan. And I still at 9:30 every day it goes off. I have 3 things in my life, like a peace meter, and I have to maintain that peace, otherwise I'm too complacent and will relapse, or I'm doing really bad and could relapse. And so it's just kind of a mental check that I figured out. Those are the things that I have to have balance within my life no matter what. And so for me, the first one was I had to deal with my trauma. And so that was what was fueling my recovery at first. And then after that, it was dates. I couldn't get past 30 days, 60 days. It was like I was self-sabotaging. There was so much pressure for me on those dates that I literally couldn't do it one breath at a time, one day at a time. Like, that's what I had to do, because all I could think about was I'm getting up to 30 days. That those records in your mind would just tell you that, like, you're not going to be able to do it, or you would just work yourself up so much that you would just relapse because it would just be easier. And so finally, I just literally one breath at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time. And it was finally, I went into a meeting at the Dom, and it was 15 years. But it literally was one day at a time, one breath at a time. I didn't count my days because to me that was sabotage. But the last thing that I needed to do was remove myself from people, places, and things. And so if I did not leave the family environment that kept me sick, I would not stay in recovery. And so January 23rd of 1998, 6 days into my 18th birthday, I walked away from everything. My family, my apartment, everything, and I never looked back. And even today, my family sometimes is a Facebook, that's it, that I have. And it wasn't until I found family here in the Sober Soldierz because that I could bring people to. Because I can't go back into a place where I was sick. I can't go back and save those people. But I have a place that I can bring you and show you a person that can save you. And so, so if you are stuck in your recovery and you just can't figure out why you're doing the things you don't want to do, I highly recommend a relapse prevention plan. It is so necessary to be able to get to the next step because each time I learned more about myself, more about what I didn't want to do and why I did the things that I do. And I was able to have the days I have today with that just beginning step, that one little seed planting. First it was that police officer telling me I didn't have to be a product of my environment. And then the second thing was the relapse prevention plan. But it took 2 years. And so never give up because if I could do it, you can do it.
I'm Melanie and I'm in recovery. I've got 4 years and like 4 months. So my relapse prevention plan would be like keeping close contact with like my family because that's something I didn't do when I was using. And codependency was a super big thing for me when I used. I know for me to get sober, me and Toby had to totally do our own separate thing. Like he had to be committed and then I had to go and do it myself. And I know, like I'd say, if he relapsed, I'd follow him to the depths of hell. Like I say that all the time. But like I know today, like I'd follow him, but I'd follow him to drag him out. I'd take somebody with me to follow him and drag him out. But that's what I know to do today. Because that's what I've always done, which has always taken me back into addiction is, that one somebody that I thought was like my person, but I always felt like I had to follow them back to get them back to fix them, and then all of a sudden I just lost myself. So that was my biggest trigger, is just never wanting to be alone. But now I know I don't have to be alone, or he's been pretty strong alone. So as long as I keep close contact with my family, and I say constant contact with my husband, as long as I don't stray far, and I always can stay open and honest with him. The moment that I start losing that or see that astray, I know that that's when a problem is occurring. So yeah, Hi, I'm Stephanie and I'm in recovery. I reached 10 months last Thursday. Yeah. Well, relapse. I almost relapsed in November and December of last year. And because one's a struggle. So I made the decision to move into a sober living house because I need that extra help. I have a bunch of wonderful women that I live with, and I just need that support. So February 1st, I moved into a sober living house, and I still have the craving of alcohol, that hasn't left, and I'm working on it day by day, but I'm still trying to figure out how to get rid of those cravings, but other than that,
myself busy through cravings and people that I could call and contact and places that I could go if I relapsed, and safe contacts. I completely changed my environment. I changed pretty much everything about my life. And if I wouldn't have, I would not be sitting here in front of you guys today, I'm sure. A huge thing for me is that, like Mel said, I have to keep my family in the loop, because when I stray from them, I know that I'm trying to hide things or I'm doing something that I'm feeling ashamed of. And as long as I'm open and honest with my family, and I reach out to someone safe when I'm struggling, I've gotten to 423 days. So
About recovery. I have 6 years, 7 months, and like 18 days, or 2 days total, 7 years and 8 months. I just want to listen to that. I can really can't breathe.
Hi, I'm Tanya. I have 3 years.
Jeremy, I have 720 days. I don't really have a relapse prevention plan. Now that I think about it, I never even thought about it. But I know when God said I was done, I was done. I recently moved in a new place. I was in my own place, my other place for like 5 years. And a lot of trauma, a lot of drama, a lot of addiction, and I had to get rid of it. Like getting rid of the things that tie you to your addiction, it's a blessing. You need to do it, because some of that stuff carries some memories, and when you think about it, it puts you in a spot to where you don't want to go back to. So for me, I changed where I lived with my friends. Just everything. When God said I was done, I was done. If you don't see me in church or a meeting at least once a week, there's something wrong. Reach out, because I know I need to surround myself with God-centered and sober people. So if you don't see me, that's what it is. I mean, I've always been a loner, but I've come to be around in these meetings because I need to be around sober people and family. So if you don't see me at least once a week, there's probably something wrong, or not at Bible study or church. But I think I should come up with a relapse plan. That's a great idea, Cj. Thank you.
Nicholas Fuller, got 505 days sober today. Relapse plans are good. When I hear relapse plan, I think of like, what am I doing in an active relapse? You know what I'm saying? I use another word, action plan. It's like, what course of action will I take and somebody pulls out a bag of dope in front of me? What plan of action will I take if I'm in these certain situations? And I've found out that first, just stop and then just remove yourself from the situation. That's what I've learned. You know, it's for real. Yeah. So, and the thing about the action and recovery or relapse plans is it's important to share them with your family and loved ones. That way they can identify your triggers. You need to put your triggers down there, everything that they don't know, because ultimately you might not get to use that relapse plan. You know what I'm saying? Because most people die in their relapse, so it's important to have I like to say, safety walls up. to protect you from crashing out. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a highway. They got the barricades on the side so you don't fly off the road and crash and burn. You know what I'm saying? At least it'll keep you in a safe place. You know? So, yeah. Share it with other people. Identify what warning signs could be for yourself. You know, it's often isolation, things like that. You know, for me, it's missing church and stuff like that. If I'm not making church, I might miss a meeting here and there. But like, if I'm not going to church and I'm not going to work, then there's something wrong. You know, so. It's important. I have a super safety net in place sitting right next to me. You know what I'm saying? We call each other 10 times a day, so if that's not happening, then something's clearly not right. So, you know, pay attention to your friends' patterns, because oftentimes we're too ashamed to reach out for help or to admit that we're falling. So pay attention to your loved ones, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't need to lose anybody or anything like that.
Big Toby Johns, got 4 years, 4 months, and a couple weeks or something like that. I'll be honest with you, I do not have any set relapse plan, and I'm not trying to be like throwing myself or anything, but this is my shot, you know. This is it. I don't have another one of these, you know. And I'm telling you what, I think that I just kind of like working it backwards from where I was to where I'm at now. I was so freaking desperate that I can't go back to that, man. I can't live that life again no more, dude. I can't. I just won't. And I'm working that forward, man. I got so many people that depend on me, you know. I have brothers, I have my family, my wife, my children. I got all types of things that just depend on my father in prison. I mean, it's all part of the plan, you know. You're gonna come home. I'm gonna make him live with me the rest of his life, whatever. But I like him, you know. KJ's cool, man. I like KJ, you know. Yeah, he's decent, you know. He's decent. It chaps his ass. Now it's like, I run this thing now, you know. But he's good with it, though. You know, he's good with it. But really, I mean, like, I found something that's worth more to me than any drink or drug ever will be. You know, I finally found what I was looking for. And, you know, like, I pray for the people that I don't like, that I hope you find what you're looking for. Because, man, I am actually living for the first time in my life. I'm actually feeling what it feels like to be successful in my life. I turned 38 years old this year, and it wasn't but you too, bud. 3 days later. Hey, but, like, and I'm not ashamed to admit it, but this is the first time in my life that I've ever actually feel like what a man does, you know. I'm walking it out. I'm doing my thing for my children. I'm being a polite and well, I don't know about polite, but I'm being a decent husband, you know. I'm real damn decent to Melanie, you know. And I would like to, you know, I guess maybe something I could do a little bit more is I could maybe get back a little bit more to the community. I know I'm taking on something with the church, you know, that it's kind of a little bit, they went a little bit turbulent at first, you know, but I'm once we get back from vacation, I'm going to really be trying to dive into that. And I feel very honored that First Church would offer that to me to be a life group. What is it? I don't know. We'll find out. You know, I'm really going to shoot from the hip, so let's go. You know, but I'm going to ask for special prayers for me and my family. We will be traveling the country. I won't see you guys for a couple of weeks. Hard work pays off, man. You know, sticking your nose in the stone. I started this thing out at $10 an hour and riding the MTA bus all across this city, man. And now I'm 4 years in recovery, and I'm able to finally take me and my family on our very first family vacation. You know, keep your nose in the stone, man. Keep yourself active. Don't get caught up in this bullshit relationship stuff and just, like Melanie said, we had to go our own separate ways. And I'm so glad that I invested that time into me, because now I'm the man that they need me to be and I need me to be.
Amen.
What's that guy?
Love that guy. My name is Tony. I'm in recovery. I got a little over 6 years. My voice is just, I'm finally being a man. That's all. Yeah. They finally dropped. So, I think that relapse, I think, reaching out is important. I left Summer Soldierz, last year for about 4 or 5 months. I had not mental breakdown, but mentally I was just telling myself stuff that wasn't true, and I was believing in. It's crazy, you know what I mean? But I was believing that mess. And when people reached out to me, I cut them off too, you know what I mean? And, I messed up a lot of friendships. That's the hard part about it. And getting them back is rough. But, there's a lot of people I couldn't reach out to, and that reached out to me, that I was kind of a dick to. But I think, reaching out is one of the biggest things you can do, I never thought about relapsing, none of that mess. I'm done with that. I took this out, I have no more in me. I know I ain't got another one. And so, I don't go down that route, but that's all I got.
Name's Adam. I am 11 days clean. I come from a pretty religious family, so growing up, I was doing meth since I was 16. I'm 43 years old now. So my mom left back in 2003 of gastric bypass surgery, performed badly on her. So I was always a mama's boy. She was always there when trouble hit. And now working with my dad and living with him, it's kind of butting heads because I have to learn to love him. And it's going pretty good right now. I'm also in the middle of divorce. I'm going through some depression. I got new meds. There's a lot mentally going on in my life. And actually a blessing today was I got to have my kids. I took them to go see Sonic 3. They loved it. And then I took them out to go get some bread and crackers. And they're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What's some bread and crackers for? We went to Easter Lake. The geese. They loved it. And my son, he's special needs. And the way he expresses his happiness and everything is awesome. I mean, you got any words for it, Eric? The way he expresses himself. Amazing. Beautiful.
Yeah, we've seen him enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. Always laughed when I heard about these kind of meetings because I can balance this out. I got it. I know how to handle it. It's easy. No, I was wrong. I basically did not lose everything. I gave things away. I had a beautiful place. I had a nice car. I've had a pet skunk, a dog, 2 cats. A skunk. It was my son's companion pet. We had to have a special license for it, and DNR license, and something else. But I gave all that stuff away because of drugs. So now I'm working my way up, and I'm proud and excited and happy that I'm here, 11 days clean, away from all that crap and away from the people I should not be around. I need to be around this kind of people, this group. And I just want to thank you, each and every one of you, to just, like, what was your name again? Jeremy. I'm a self person. I'm looking out. I build my relationship with the Lord, then me, myself, and I, and my kids. I'm a hard person actually to reach out. Because last meeting we had, when it was done, I snuck out. I went, oh, gone. I was just out of my comfort zone. So if you would, talk to me and pull me aside, tell me something that influences your life, that, you're doing better or something, right? All right. Well, that's all I got, and I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Newly recovering, struggling a little bit. I need phone numbers for women and I need you to friend me on Facebook. I'm on the page for Soldierz. Eric and I have been together over 2 years. He's at Soldier's house, so I'm at the apartment by myself. My mental health is not good. I messed up again last night because I had a roommate, and she disrespected me and had it in my house when I was gone, and so that in turn fucked up my sobriety again, excuse my French. So I'm starting back and doing it again.
That's all right.
Oh, you're here.
So yeah, I need people to reach out to me, make sure I'm okay every day. I can't work because I'm going in patient treatment. I'm going to put myself somewhere next week. I don't care where. I gotta go.
So I think you just have to be proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that's it.
We're glad you're here.
90 days. Sean, I got 55 days.
My name is Marquise, and I'm in recovery. I have technically a year and 4 months sober, and then 3 years off of methamphetamines next month. Relapse prevention plan. I don't even know. I don't know if I have one. I do know that I do prevent myself from getting isolated. If I start getting isolated, I'd have to reach out somehow, some way. Most of those times, I don't reach out. Some people reach out to me though. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about a prevention plan. Like Nicholas Bolden was saying, it can go both ways. So as long as you're in connection with people and with other people, they'll see it. And sometimes they'll see it before you even see it because we're so stuck in that way. And then, you know, how I get is like I start thinking like the old ways. You know what I mean? I don't think right. I don't do things right. You know what I mean? My direction definitely doesn't go right. And I'll definitely go left. So prevention, definitely sticking to people like you guys, sticking to people, inspiring people that are here one day sober, but she's doing it. You know what I mean? She's here showing up. She's here to try to find different ways and women to help her out and help her through the direction that she wants to go. She wants to change her life. I think that's a prevention plan itself. Being able to see that. And then just, you know what I mean, watching people actually succeed at it and keep on doing it each day. And in return, going to help that next person that's out there stuck in the darkness and trying to find their way to sobriety. So a prevention plan for me would definitely be not isolate. I can't isolate because if I start to isolate, I go backwards. But I definitely do like to reach out to other people. You know what I mean? God has always had that on my heart. I've just had that. I'm just too nice. You know, I've never, like, even when I tried selling drugs, I definitely gave it away for free because that's how nice I was. So I was not a good drug dealer at all. I'm too nice. And then, like, when I'm out here in recovery, like TJ always says, I push recovery and I enjoy it. I feel happy here. That's why I'm back. And that's why I would like to keep on reaching out to people and, you know what I mean, saving lives. And it's not me that's doing it. God definitely does all that. But I had to see that for myself. So to give a big shout out to Jimmy, you know what I mean, taking me out for a steak dinner that we cooked at his house as well. So definitely shout him out. Very strong man of God right there. But I do give it all up to God, and I'm glad I'm here.
My name's Jim. I in recovery. I would say since entering into Soldierz, this has been like the best 2 weeks of my life. Keeping things straight, doing the right things, making the right decisions. Things are a lot easier.
Tank to me about 68 days and some change. And for a relapse plan, you know, I kind of need to work on one, but it's probably coming together and not realizing it because all these years Mom says when I get uptight, she would say, okay, stop and think. Stop and think. And that's a recovery plan in itself. But more importantly, some of the stuff that I was addicted to is very hard to break. And to be honest, I don't ever want to go down that rabbit hole ever again. It was bad. And I just knew that hell is a real place. And it's not for us. It's for Satan and his demonic angels. And somebody said last week about the Word of God is prescription. And there's a lot of truth behind that, because I like to be on the internet a lot looking at cars and different things, but it's easy to get distracted, and we need to take our medicine of God's Word. And I just happened to be on Facebook, and Jeremy is one of the guys I reach out to if I need prayer, and he's been a great guy to say, hey, I'm praying for you. And it just happened to be on his Facebook page. I happened to see Proverbs 3, and it says, acknowledge me, and I will make your path straight. And, you know, that's a recovery plan right there, because watching TV, I watched movies that had sex in them, and thought it was cool. Now, I'm watching Christian movies, and some of them I've watched when I was home on my snow day on Wednesday. There was a couple of them I watched on people going through recovery. And it's just great. It's just seeing how God's changing lives.
My name's Chad, and I'm in recovery.
Hi, Chad!
I have 8 years and 5 days. I don't know if I'd call it a relapse prevention plan, but when I first got in and started recovering, I had thick meetings like every day for like the first year. Sometimes I hit like 2-3 meetings a day. I was just trying to get that demon out of my head just to stay sober. Nowadays, then I hear about all the service, and they'll tell you about service work, helping others, and I feel I got used to that, and can do that today, and it's been a while since I've been here, but I'm grateful to be back. And grateful I'm 8 years sober, and I'm grateful to see everybody. That's about all I got.
Hello, I'm Deb, and I'm so happy to be here. This is my new home, and Melissa, whom I live with, has led me here. And I just love it. I love everything about this, It's different than AA. We talk about the Lord, and, He's the highlight of everything. This morning, I felt complacent. And I felt complacent like I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to move. And this is one thing that I used to do in the past, is that I would allow myself to go into that mode. But this time what I did instead, I kept pushing. I kept pushing. I kept going. I kept doing things. I kept thinking about things to do. And complacency has always been my downfall. As soon as I get complacent, I think that, well, this is kind of boring. I've been clean from crack cocaine and hard drugs for, I don't even know my start date. It has to be over 2 or 3 years. But the one thing that I I struggle with is drinking alcohol because it's so accessible. And, you know, today I had a drink. But, you know, I didn't let it go all the way where, you know, I was back and slipping up again. And this morning I looked at my relapse prevention plan. And my relapse prevention plan is Christ and coming to these meetings, you know, and keeping my focus on Him. But anyways, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Melissa and I'm a supporter. I'm just going to listen today, but I do have a favor to ask. One of our roommates, her mom is not doing so well, so I asked that you pray for her and her family today. That's all I got. I'm Laura. I've got 10 years, 10 months, and 2 weeks. I can remember all the times that I rolled my eyes at every social worker and every treatment and mental health place I went to and said, "You got to do your relapse prevention plan." And I'm like, okay. Or a safety plan or an action plan, all the things. But I've done so many of them. But now, like, I see the benefit of it. Since I did so many, like, it's kind of up in my head right now. You know, able to pick out the things that, you know, kind of to look for that are going to send me down the road of relapse, because a relapse is happening way before I pick up the drug. It's happening in my behavior and the things that I'm focusing on, because if I start to lose my focus on God and then on just all the positive things that I do in my life, and I start focusing on the negative things, or if I start getting sucked into my phone games instead of getting into my Bible, that phone games have been a big issue for me, and that is one of the first things that I notice is I'll start getting miserable, and I'm like, what is different? And what is different is that I'll be sucked into playing phone games, and I have been neglecting spending time with Jesus. And, you know, that's big for me. Like, I want to spend time with Jesus, but then I get, oh, well, this game looks really fun over here. That addictive personality I get sucked right into it. But, you know, some of the other things, when I was thinking about the safety plans, you know, just, so I had to do quite a few of them when I was still in high school. So, you know, I was talking about, you know, going back home to my family and what things did I need to do there. And, you know, some of the things were pretty simple, like, well, I need to, you know, self-harm was a thing for me. So I had to put away all the sharp things. You know, I had to turn them over. And because if I didn't want to do it anymore, then I shouldn't have it in front of me. You know, that's the same way that I live right now, you know, when I'm not going to put drugs in front of me because I don't have a desire to use anymore. But what's to say that it's sitting in front of me and then all of a sudden be, oh, well, it might not be so bad anymore. You know, just one little thought and I could just lose it. And, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, communicating with the people that are in your life and, you know, the family in your life. And I don't have, like, blood family out here in Iowa except for my kids. And, you know, that's why I'm really grateful for Sober Soldiers and for the people that we do have in our life, because we do have family here. You know, God brings people into our lives, you know, for reasons. You know, sometimes they're here for a season, sometimes they're here to stay. I never know. But that's okay, because I can trust that, you know, God's got a plan for that. Yeah. My name's Megan. I am 2.5 years clean and not quite 30 days sober.
My name is Logan Hartlow, and I have 93 days. My relapse prevention plan is really what landed me here. The thought process that landed me here. I wrote like 3 pages. Put a lot of thought into it. I did my best to be honest, but I didn't trust myself enough to follow through with what was on the pages. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do that. One, I'm not on the license. Part of that was getting to meetings. I live in Stewart, so there's no help out there. I mean, you're alone in the middle of nowhere. So there's nothing around you as far as going to meetings or getting help or talking to people. I mean, it's just you and everyone that you've ever ran around with. So that's not going to work. So that freaked me out. And then a lot of my stuff was anger or, you know, living in my resentments or people, places, things, right? So I just said, I had a good case of the ethics, and for once, and decided to go into sober living. My relapse prevention plan is not for me right now. I can't figure out a way to make this work for me so I can stay clean and sober. So Sober Soldierz is my relapse prevention plan at the moment. This is what I'm doing. On top of that, I try and journal. I like to read. I haven't been doing that as much as I should. I mean, I'll be honest. But I know that stuff helps me. That was a big part of my prevention plan. I'm going to redo it the closer that I get to, standing all the way back up. But just continuing to work on it. This is working for me. This is something, I found something that works for the first time, so I don't really want to mess with it. I'll just stick with what I know is working. That's all.
My name's Adam. I got 199 days. My relapse prevention plan, I've been to treatment 6 times and I've never wrote one. They just let me pass most of the time, but I'm a good talker. But this time I found Sober Soldierz, and if I were to get in my head, I'd reach out anyone in this room. I've had a lot of support in here that I've never had through AA or MA. I do like attending some of those meetings. But just whatever works for you. My biggest problem is getting isolated. Like he said, I like to play frisbee golf by myself, but I took Marquise and Eric, and they got some work to do, but but that was something that kind of, Marquise was like, I want to go, and I was like, I wanted to go by myself, but I was stepping out of my comfort zone, and we had a good time, and we kept each other accountable. We were at Prospect Park, which is a pretty rough area, and we walked up to a Quick Trip, and it's just good being around sober people, in certain situations. I've just been doing stuff that I don't usually do, like getting up and walking around everybody, collecting the money and stuff, but that's a big step for me because I don't like being in front of people. I started working, helping the church do the media stuff, and, I'm meeting very religious, normal people that I'm not used to being around, and I really don't want to be around anyone that's not positive in my life now. It's made my life a lot more peaceful. I like meeting new people now. I actually like to have small talk, which, man, I used to bother me. I used to hate small talk so much. But now I'm, I have to start sharing the PlayStation 5 now with all the guys, and now everyone in the house likes to play it, and that's been a real struggle. But now, I like the brotherhood that I have. I used to have a friend group, and if I were to hang out with them today, it just wouldn't be the same because, just drugs and alcohol, and I really don't think I could have fun with them now unless, they were positive in my life. Logan used to be part of that group, and now we're chasing recovery together, and I know that there's hope for my old friends, and I just know that I can't go back to them unless they're chasing what I'm chasing. And I pray to God that they, find their way here. But I know when I'm strong enough, I'll be able to, reach out and stuff. But right now, I just, want to keep my circle with you guys, these meetings. But I'm not really searching for friends, unless they find me here. So that's been helping me. Reading the Bible more, and just praying. When I stop praying, bad stuff starts happening. I noticed that in my life a lot. But I'm just glad to be alive. I'm glad to be here today.
My name is Jimmy. I was redeemed by the blood of Jesus Christ January 6th, 2018. For those of you that don't know, I'm taking some college courses, and one of the things, and it kind of fits into this, but it's learning how to do time management, and it's also teaching me that there's some non-negotiables that I have in my life. That means when I wake up in the morning, I have to do my morning devotion, I have to pray, I even have to make my bed before I walk out of my house, because that's the start of my day, and these are some things that I have to do with time management. That means that, I live out in Newton, but it's a non-negotiable. I have to either make it here on a Thursday night or a Saturday night, or both. Church is a non-negotiable for me. I have to do those things. Part of the other thing with me is it's a new thing for me, but I'm actually sitting down and journaling every day because I want something different. I've got to try something different, so I'm stepping out of those things, and even after 7 years, it's like, all right, I want to grow and I want to continue to push forward, so I have to try some different things to make those things happen. And, the biggest thing I can say is I'm glad that you're back here after one day, but the thing is even after 7 years, you still have to be aware. You can't rest, you can't get complacent where you're at because you think you've made it. Every day you have to be aware, and it tells us in John 10:10 that he comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and that means he's laying in wait, and at all times. So we have to keep our guard up, and it's important that we're diligent about our non-negotiables for our sobriety and our recovery.
Michael, mental health and recovery, been working on it since 21st June 2023. First you got to figure out the problem and what route you want to take care of. Like with me, I just want to take care of mental health. You got to focus on mental health so I can basically not snap or whatever, do what I did and end up back in prison. And so whether that's through medication, therapist, coping mechanisms, whatever, and that's all I got.
My name is Cj Vasquez, and I have 5 years in recovery. I thought Michael was going to talk for a few minutes, so I got to Michael early. What I'm hearing is relapse prevention plan. I guess as you look around the room, this is my relapse prevention plan, these meetings. But what's more of my relapse prevention plan is the spiritual growth that I experience in my recovery. The iron sharpens iron that I have in our recovery home on Saturday mornings is Toby, and I sit there at 5 a.m. As we, it's not always recovery related. It's not even always biblically in the Bible. It's just men growing together as men on the same mission, and that's becoming the best versions of ourselves. That on top of getting spiritually fit, searching and seeking God each morning, and working with the men in our recovery home as we do our devotions every morning at 4:40 in the morning. And yes, it's a huge question when you go to the treatment centers. I know many of you heard that, but it's a real thing. Some guys don't want to partake in that. And you can either change your habits and stay sleeping until 10:30 a.m., or you can get up and change your life and start getting up a little earlier and make changes. You can put the dope down, the alcohol, and still not make changes, or you can really make changes in your life and start something new. And that's all spiritual growth. That's all recovery growth. And my mic just died. I'm not dead. Maybe I'm just holding it too close. But this is a part of my relapse prevention plan. This is what I've done for 4.5 years of my recovery is make these meetings and come to these meetings and surround myself in this environment. I don't go to the trap house. I don't go somewhere and try to rescue. I have a lot of people reach out to me, and I invite them right here to this room. I invite them to church on Sunday. I invite them to a safe place that I know is safe for me. I'm not trying to go into a trap house and rescue anybody. I'm not trying to go to the bar and try to recruit anybody to come into Sober Soldiers or any other program. My relapse prevention plan is to surround myself by people on the same mission, chasing God, chasing recovery that I'm on today. And then to reflect on that a little bit further, and then I get to do opportunity things like today, go see my grandson wrestle and place third and state. I get to hear stories from one of my guys in the recovery home that gets to go spend time with his daughter today on her birthday. Those are the things that you get when you have a safe plan, when you're chasing your recovery, when you're doing it the right way. These are the victories you get. And this is the time of meeting I like to go around to the new people. Hi, baby. One of these guys think I like me. The big bearded guy. I made it through one time without her crying. We just like to get to know you better, me, and welcome you to the family.
40 days.
Well, Greg.
Hello, I'm Julia. We're just going to go on. I'm very honored to be here.
There's somebody else new. I know, I really just wanted to like me, so I just better just stop. Words of wisdom from Steph.
I'm Stephanie, I have 44 days. Come on. I'll tell you that my relapse prevention plan is to just keep showing up the right places. I know I have a lot of people, and everywhere I go in recovery, whatever meeting I go to, I know somebody, and so I'm just going to keep showing up the right places.
Bump it up here for words of wisdom, and we'll finish this row out. Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm Michaela, and I have 127 days. I'm Katie, I have 4 years clean. Relapse prevention. I think, something that I've heard before is that if you're not working on recovery, you're working on a relapse.
I like that.
And then also, what comes to mind for me is what someone else had said was, my actions show that I'm working on a relapse a lot of times before I relapse. That the people that I'm hanging out with, if I'm hanging out with people who are in active addiction, chances are I'm going to be doing the same things soon too. So, surrounding myself with clean people who are like-minded. And knowing that just because I have a certain amount of time, I'm not different anymore. You know what I mean? I think that I can handle it. I think I can go back out and use, and it'd be okay this time. Because that's not the truth, and that's just our disease lying to us. So yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you. Let's circle up and close this meeting, folks.
I know. She's weird and she's tired.
I'm gonna bring a sucker.
She didn't cry the first time. She didn't. And she got something out right. Yeah. So we're no progress. No progress. I'm fixing backwards.
Whose Father?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. That's what we're doing. What is that?
Michael.
There you go. There you go. Thank you. Is it off? Now you gotta unscrew it. Where's Adam? And Adam! Not bad, Adam. And then flip that switch. Your daughter's a little ball face. Your daughter's a little ball face and she runs you mine off. One more then. That's what she told me. She said she yeah. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to show you more. One more right here. That would be searching that one out. Good job, Soldierz. Hey, you can go back. That's me, bro. But yeah, the big thing I have, make sure that tab.
We go, is that tomorrow? No, is it tomorrow? Huh? Alright, no, we go first month. What's going on here? Alright.
Tomorrow.
This one goes back on there. Alright. This one goes back on there. These two go back. Those are good.
He's got a match. That middle row's up.
Tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yep. I gotta open for him. Almost forgot this.